Peace, it's Masterful Allah with World's Great Men of Color, Volume 1, Asia and Africa and Historical Figures Before Christ, including Aesop, Hannibal, Cleopatra, Zenobia, Askia the Great, and many others. And this one is by my man, J.A. Rogers. Akhenaton, the first Messiah and most remarkable of the Pharaohs, 1350 BC. Amenophis IV, better known as Akhenaton, the heretic king, is in some respects the most extraordinary monarch who ever sat on a throne. Lord Supreme of the then civilized world, with the mightiest army at his command, he preached the gospel of peace and preached it so consistently that when subject nations rebelled, he refused to attack them. Living centuries before King David, he wrote psalms as beautiful as those of the Judean monarch. 1300 years before Christ, he preached and lived the gospel of perfect love, brotherhood, and truth. 2,000 years before Muhammad, he taught the doctrine of the one God. 3,000 years before Darwin, he sensed the unity that runs through all living things. Akhenaton, too, was the richest man on earth. The entire empire of Egypt was his personal property, and with it, the lives of his subjects. It is impossible to convey an idea of his wealth. Only those who have visited the museum in Cairo and seen the immense treasure taken out of the tomb of his son, Tutankhamun, will have an idea of it. Akhenaton's great-grandfather, Thutmose III, and his father, Amenophis III, were among the world's mightiest conquerors and had extended their kingdoms over the then civilized world and even into savage Europe. Their armies raided the adjoining islands of Europe for slaves, as later Europe raided Africa for them. Weidril says, Egypt was at the height of power to which the military skill of Thutmose III had raised her when Akhenaton came to the throne. The kings of Palestine and Syria were tributaries to the young pharaoh. The princes of the sea-coast cities sent their yearly imposts to Thebes. Cyprus, Crete, and even the Greek islands were Egyptianized. Sinai and the Red Sea coast, as far as Somaliland, were included in the pharaoh's dominion, and the Negro tribes of the Sudan were his slaves. Egypt was indeed the greatest state